Good morning, everybody, and welcome to CSL Charlotte. Today, I am your host, Alan, and we are delighted that you have chosen to join us here today on the first Sunday in March. Now, you've heard this event called March Madness, but it's really all about marching into the future. And this month is Women's History Month. So throughout the month, we'll have different presentations honoring different women in history, different women in our lives. So feel free to come back each and every week to march along with us. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, we are a diverse community. We are open and affirming, and we accept everybody. And our community is based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes, who is the creator of Science of Mind. He was a great synthesizer. He combined all of the ideas, like the best of the best from all the different worlds, religions, and philosophies, and synthesized them into a fresh, new way for us to look at ourselves, at each other, and at the world we live in. And we are delighted that you've chosen to be with us today. And it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. You don't have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge, because we are all a diverse community, all expressing different aspects of the one infinite spirit. So if that sounds good to you, then feel free to go to our website, CSL Charlotte. That's, as I call it, it's our one-stop shop for everything that we do here. And let's see what else. Oh, and we are also, our vision is create a community of leaders, of visionaries, of people who not only live and like this teaching, but who want to share it with everybody, with all of our friends. And it's not just about speaking this, but also embodying this into your life, because that's the whole purpose of having a spiritual life and a spiritual path, is not just talk about it, but to live it, and to be able to share it through our examples out into the world. So if this sounds great to you, then I encourage you to go to our Tuesday night weekly consciousness meetings, because there you'll have a chance to actually experience it and practice it for yourself. So we meet every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and we would be delighted to have you join us so you can learn and experience more. So the theme for today is Seize the Day, seizing opportunity. So I have a quote that I would like to share with you. It doesn't matter what you did or where you were. It matters where you are and what you're doing. Get out there, sing the song in your heart, and never let anyone shut you up. And that is a quote by Steve Maraboli. And one person that we definitely can't get to shut up is our fabulous, illustrious leader, Reverend Rosedale Jones. So I pass the stage back to her.
Woohoo! Yay, Alan, you rocked us this morning. Oh my God, I'm just beaming all inside behind all that you said. You just hit the nails, bang, 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 each on the head. You know that machine that goes, boop, you hit the bubbles and they fall. Anyway, yo guys, welcome to CSL Charlotte. CSL Charlotte is the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. Not only that, we have celebrations, we have classes, we have consciousness meetings, we have everything. Alan said it so succinctly. He said, when you come here, you're here to grow. You're not here to talk the talk. We're here to talk the talk, but walk the walk. So the first thing we do in our spiritual community is we open up to our Sunday celebration with an affirmative prayer. And today, we're all about opportunities. Like Alan said, seize the day or seize the opportunity. Because inside each and every day, there's tons of opportunities we do not want to let slip through our little fingers. So that being said, since we're all about that today, seizing it, woo, we got an affirmative prayer coming from Reverend Karen, my good old buddy friend, my birthday friend, and all that great stuff. She is from Ventura, California, and Reverend Karen has an AKA, but you don't want to know about it. No, Karen, I'm messing with you, Karen, already. She said, I just got here. She's messing with me. But she's a good girl, though. And you're going to love her prayer. Seize the Day. So seizing the day, if you really want to know a little bit more about what that actually means at the end of this service, go to our website and put in a prayer request so that you can be open and receptive to what that all means and what it means to you in your world. See, you're going to get an email in your inbox so you can seize the day in the form of a prayer. So that way you'll be able to read it as much as you like. So from that, here's the thing. You have to put in a prayer request in order to receive a prayer from us. So that you will get it in your inbox. So now with that, I'm going to say, okay, my sister, Reverend Karen, let's it rip.
Oh, my baby sister Rosedale, thank you. You are amazing. And yeah, we won't talk about my AKA right now because it's a little inappropriate. Well, maybe not for me, but anyway. Opening prayer. The opening prayer today for all of us is to join as one heart, one mind, one spirit, as the motto for CSL Charlotte goes. We are one. We're an integration of all of that in God, as God expresses through us with all the qualities of beauty that are in this life, of compassion, of forgiveness, of acceptance, of connection, of everything, of self-love, knowing that the spirit, God, that expresses through each and every one of us, as it expresses through me right here and right now, I feel that presence. I feel it within every fiber of my body, and I know that presence is within each and every person viewing this beautiful service this morning, and even those who are not. All life is filled with that presence of spirit. All life on all levels and in all forms. There's no spot where God is not. And in knowing this, and knowing that this message today delivered by Reverend Rosedale is delivered with the beautiful piece of who she is, the passion of who she is, and the strength and the power of God as it expresses through her always, in her, as she is on her journey in this world. And seizing the day is just what Reverend Rosedale does every day of her life. She seizes the day. She seizes the moment. And that's my prayer for each of us, is to seize every moment of our lives in gratitude and thanksgiving, for knowing that each moment is blessed and each moment has the presence of spirit within it. And that is how we go forward, and we go forward on our journey in light and love and compassion and with God. And in knowing that, and in being so grateful, I release this prayer into the universal law, and join me as we say, and so it is.
And so it is, Karen. Beautiful. Thank you so much for reminding me of the power within me. So, next on our platform is our reader, Melissa Spiegler. Now, I'm grateful that Melissa worked and did her thing consciously as she found something that matches us. So, getting ready for our reading, a lot of times, I love the people who decide these readings because they seem to tie right on in to seize the day. So that's what's happening today. So I'll bet she's on her own mission, I guess, to seize the day. So listen to her reading today, because when you listen to her reading, you'll be open to and receptive to what seize the day means for you. And that's true. That's for sure. You will if you're listening. So after Melissa's reading, listen to I Should. What's the name of it? I Choose to Love Myself. Listen to that song because it's by Fearless Soul. I love Fearless Soul, but it's about believing in yourself and loving yourself. So for that, Melissa, make it do what it do.
Thank you so much, Reverend Rosedale. Looking forward to our message of Seize the Day. And thank you. Today, our reading is by Nancy Collier. She's author and New Thought Interfaith Minister on spiritual beings on a human journey. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Most of us have heard these words by French philosopher Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. There is something about this idea that resonates deep in the heart, perhaps at an unconscious level. We have a sense of being larger or more infinite than just our little me self, even if we can't quite access the knowing of it directly. There is a story I once heard of a 5-year-old whose mommy had just given birth to a new baby. The little boy kept asking to spend some time alone with his new sister. When his parents asked him why he wanted this alone time with his new baby, the 5-year-old said that he needed it because he was starting to forget God. Well, it seems that we come into this world with an innate wisdom and knowing of our infinite and spiritual nature. But through our conditioning and just life as it unfolds, we forget who and how magnificent we really are. We begin believing that who we are or what we are made of are the roles we play, our successes and failures, the opinions we hold, and the problems we need to solve. So, what gets in the way of our knowing who we really are? The number one thing that makes us forget our true nature as spiritual beings is thought, or more specifically, our fascination with our thoughts. From the time we were very young, we devote most of our life's energy and attention to our thoughts. And truth be told, most of them are not very interesting or helpful. We are conditioned to believe that we are our thoughts. We assume that we must pay attention to every thought that occurs. But this is a false assumption. Thoughts appear, and we can choose to believe them or not. It is up to us how we want to be in relationship with our thoughts. Our ego is consumed with thoughts. When it is, we become disconnected from our senses. And this is important because it is the senses that are the portal to our spiritual presence. Feel the breath, the sensations that are happening in the now. This is our gateway into the present moment where we remember our true nature as spiritual beings. Now, the now can't be a destination. It is not something separate from us, such as a possession or a goal. Now can only be experienced directly through the body, the heart, the senses. While thoughts have tremendous value for many aspects of life, if what we want is to know ourselves as spiritual beings on a human journey, thought is not the path. We can't know our true and infinite nature through thought. In fact, our fixation with thoughts obscures us from this knowing, this wisdom, and the body holds this intelligence, this memory deep in its cellular structure. When we feel the moment directly through the body, who we are as thought, ego disappears. Our individual me agendas fade into the now. Check it out for yourself. Use your senses as your portal. Experience the boundless supply that your body contains, and you will come to remember yourself as the spiritual being on a human journey that you truly are. And so it is.
Wow. As you think about loving yourself through all that you've been through and all that you've done and all that you will go through, close your eyes or take a nice deep breath and recognize that life is never over. We never stop learning. Everything is all the way it's supposed to be. And after you decide you're going to take that deep breath in, feel what it feels like once you know that to exhale really slowly. You see, we have to hear what she said in that song. She said she creates her own happiness. She said that she learned through it all. She can come back to herself and reshape her life. Every time we get out of shape, we can get right back in it. All we have to do is consider the spiritual practices that we study or that we practice or we look up, but whatever. It's an everyday occurrence. Because let me tell you, spiritual practice is up there with oxygen. You need it to live. Just saying. So every time you seize the day, remember you're taking a chance. And a lot of times people are very fearful to ask questions because whatever they think. But I'm here to say, yeah, part of me is intimidated a little bit when I take chances, but I take them anyway. So let me just ask you this. You heard the song, I Learned to Love Myself. Do you believe that you truly know yourself enough to seize any opportunity that Spirit is beckoning you to go for? Just saying. Because you're at choice, whether you choose to incorporate spiritual practices to learn how to seize the day or get the courage to seize the day. But it's up to you to find out how much it means to you. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and decide. It's time to take that breath, and I'm integrating my mind, my body, and my spirit. And just for a few good measures, take a look around your space. Find something within that space to connect you to the present moment. As you connect to this present moment, I am going to take a gratitude moment. And thank you, Alan Lilly, the A-Team, my right-hand man, for being our MC today, because you are the biggity bomb. Tick, tock, boom. That's you. All right? And thank you, Reverend Karen, for your incredible words. You always seem to sing to myself. And then thank Melissa for your reading, because your readings about spiritual beings on a human journey. I don't remember the whole title, but I remember that. It really helps me to actually tell you a little bit more about Seize the Day. So here's the deal. Seize the Day is the path that most people learn how to be more authentic. Because let me tell you something, when you go seize the day and you're pretending to be somebody else, your answer is always going to be no, because it's fake. Authenticity, when you saying to yourself, all right, I'm coming up in the morning and I'm going to decide what I'm going to do, and I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. I'm going out on a purpose. I do a lot of networking and going out talking to people. I have a purpose out there, but every time I go to seize the day, I'm taking a chance. And I'm so well aware of that, because seize the day is such a powerful phrase, because it encourages us to really make the most out of each moment and each opportunity that is presented to us. If we spiritual practice enough, we begin to be able to be on cue with people. We begin to see ahead of time what's not being said by them and decide, if you're really looking, maybe not us. Maybe another go round. Maybe it's not our time. But if you can really get out of some real toxic relationships if you really are into who you are. And so because of indecision or fear, a lot of times people say, I should ask him. I should not ask him. You know what? I don't care. Remember, each time you seize the day or seize an opportunity, you're taking a chance. And if you don't take risks, there are not very many goodies in life. So being proactive and making the most out of every single opportunity you can do every single day, when you look back at the end of the day, like I taught in a class one time and Horace came back with it, and I was like, oh my God, this is fabulous. Horace was still saying, I'm writing my gratitudes every day. See, when you sit down and you do that, you begin to see all the opportunities you did or did not seize. When you measure what you're doing on a daily basis as much can, you begin to see, wow, look at me. Things are really happening. You see, what I found out about life is that I had to be taught how to be a listener. And that took me a while. But listening keenly and trusting my intuition was very, very important. Because every time I seized the day, I knew I was taking a chance. And if the answer was no, I was okay with it. Because what happens is it's my power in me that reminds me when it's time to seize that day. And if I say no and I hesitate one time, I know what happens. Try it. If I hear it, I'm going for that right now. And I mean things like this. I don't want to get through my fingers, but things that when I'm going out constantly, I started out going out to different places to network. Then I started getting people giving me invites to do some talks with them and whatever. Then it started getting to the point where I got people asking me to come and do classes for their women's groups and all of these things like that. So then those things happened, but they did not happen because they just happened. They happened, number one, my purpose, income streams. Number two, my purpose. I'm here to make sure I get to know what I need to know from them and they get to know what they need to know from me. Purpose. You see, seizing the opportunity is something that is very, very pertinent in my life. When I wake up in the morning, I already have written down at least 10 or 15 things I'm going to do. Whether they all get done or not, I'm satisfied because I know I knew what I needed to do for that day. It's all about letting go and learning what does not serve me. When I'm listening very keenly and I find out that this is not going to serve me or them, then I do this, move away. Because, I got so tired of those empty conversations, small talk just to fill the quiet. And people go, how's the weather? Talk about politics. I, I'd rather not. Because I would rather have fruitful conversations because I want to have fun in life, and I love socializing. So socializing is a big thing for me. And I also go to socialize to make sure I learn more about people. Because when I learn about people, guess who else I learn about? So all the thoughts that I hear within me that nudge me forward mean something to me. So lots of times I'm inviting people to CSL Charlotte. Lots of time I'm inviting people to my nutrition and my fitness. In fact, a lady told me back in February, she says, I'm going to call you in March because I want to get some yoga done. So when she did text me, which was 2 days ago, she said to me, I'd like to know if you can be available March 30th because we would like to do about 30 women and we would like for you to come and share a yoga class or a strength class, whatever you choose. And I thought, wow, open, purpose, discussion in my mind. Oh my God, the endless possibilities. If I let them pass me by, you know what would happen? What would have to happen in order for them to pass me by? I got to listen to that voice that says, you know what? Don't go today because it's raining. Or don't go today because something. Just give me an excuse because so what? So and so upset or my Apple Cart got upset with something. But it wants me to fall into that because it wants to test. I want to test me. And I know, don't let those possibilities slip through your fingers because you never know which one is which. But the one that I choose that I want to not go to, that's the one I need the most. Talking about myself. You see, I always like to introduce myself as somebody who just works with the mind, the body, and spirit. That's all I want to do because that's what I work with for myself. And oh my God, the rewards that I receive from knowing my mind, body, and spirit is balanced or unbalanced, knowing whether it's balanced or unbalanced, I got to know. And so I'll tell people things like, you know what? In my spiritual community, we have minds and spirits and we actually soar through them. But I said it's one thing to talk the talk, it's another thing to walk the walk, but also okay. But whatever connections we have, they deepen. They deepen for me, they deepen whether a person comes and stays, because this might not be where their people are. And I'm okay with that. And all of us are okay with that. But this may be where their people are. Well, we're real okay with that. So I'm always able to say it, even if somebody says, no, thank you, not your people, period. So it's okay. So this way, I'm always looking to see if I'm inspired by the conversation or if the other person's inspired. And if we're both inspired, then it's a time, seize a moment. If the other doesn't see, and you're looking, you know, you're looking at them just like you looking at you to see if you really like what's going on or if they really like it. Seize the day is a way of life for me today. It was a time when I was always people pleasing to the point where I did not think it was a good thing to say certain things. Oh, don't say that. Don't say this. But when you do stuff like that and you kid yourself, you don't end up being, what is that word? Authentic. Authenticity is the best thing we could have rather than doing things just to get a rise out of somebody. Get that rise out of in here. Some people are afraid of the word no. I have gotten used to it. Matter of fact, I got a tough skin with it. And I'm so quick to say thanks and mean it. I listen to my intuition. I know you do too. And I act on impulses. I did that and it worked so well. I did it forever. And the kids, when I was younger, they used to say, oh my God, she didn't even wait. She just jumped on it. Yes, because it was always there, but I didn't know that this is what it was. So as years passed on, I began to know that seize the day, you understand it now. I heard it so much from a guy, Marshall Silver, when I very first started giving these tapes, these cassette tapes to the young people that I was working with as a police officer in North Carolina, in New York. I remember specifically, I would write make those things out, voiceover sound, all kinds of different sounds. And I started recognizing I got to listen to them to make sure I give it to them right, and then they're getting what I want. Because there were certain messages I would send to the guy who sells drugs, to the guy who does whatever he does, so that he can get it in subliminally, and then all of a sudden I started seeing them change. But I started seeing me change. And so I decided today that, you know what? In this tapestry of life, Rosedale, it's moments that you seize the opportunity that defined you. If you look back, Rosedale, that's when they shaped you, your destiny. If you look back, Rosedale, that's when you find out that ultimately you've been led by this power forever. But I'm not just talking to me. Because every time I say me, you hear me, and you say me, and you are me. Seriously. One thing important to consider is what we ought to accept, what we should, it's not we don't ought to, we could accept, is that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as long as we can identify with that, boy, oh boy, remember, there are tons of spiritual philosophies. No one's better than the other. And you heard in Melissa's story how the little boy, he kept saying, I want to be with my little sister. And he was drawn further away from God because he knew that was what was happening very young. Case in point, which proved it to me, when I heard the story, when Melissa was reading it, I said to myself, my God, I remember Isaiah was 3 years old and I took him to the beach a lot, but I remember teaching him the pull of gravity on the earth. And I was in spirituality then too, a long time ago, but at the same time, we would stand still, we'd have our feet down on the beach, and the gravitational pull would pull us towards. I said, you feel that? He said, yes. I said, that's God. And I did it about 10 times because I knew what I was doing. I was really programming him to get the feel of who God was. Then finally we stopped playing, and then I went back and sat down. When it was time for us to leave, the kid said, I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to say bye to God. He bought that hook, line, and sinker. Just like that 5-year-old. Let me tell you something. We have been led astray by people who have been led astray. There's nobody at fault. Everything we learned is programmed into 5 elements of us: our consciousness, our feelings, our ego, our emotions, and there's something else, but that's okay. We got 5. Melissa talked about the thought, how we get engrossed in them. So just remember, if you get engrossed in your mind and forget that you are a human being, a spiritual being having a human experience, keep reminding yourself Just like these kids try. They try very hard because they remember that. That's why they're so at peace when they're newborn. They're smiling. It's real. I don't believe anything else. It's all about spirit. And I recognize it, and it's very authentic to me. And we, as spiritual beings, stay woke. That's all I have to say. Stay woke. So, that all being said, think about this is Women's Month. You heard what Alan said. He talked about us having this awareness and how it was a essence of who we are. But let me just tell you something else. It's Women's Month, and I'm so grateful that we have a person to come up here and be able to tell us a little bit about Women's Month in her words. So we're going to take that by our own Maureen Thurston, who's our spiritual practitioner, and Alan is going to present her.
All right. I don't see you, Mo. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. All right. Well, this is my first interview, so that I'm looking forward to this. And so, before we dive into the details, let's get to know you, Maureen, a little bit better. Can you share a fun or a unique fact about yourself that we might not be aware of?
Goodness sakes. I guess first of all, I would say that where I started out was being raised Catholic, which never felt like a good fit for me. I had a really hard time with the vengeful God thing. I was able to watch Mile High Church, which is one of the larger religious science churches being built here in Lakewood. It started out as a great big pile of dirt, pounded up, and then they poured concrete over the top of it and then dug out all the dirt out from underneath it. That created an incredible amount of curiosity to see what the inside looked like. I went in, heard Dr. Fred and his message, and got hooked and have been a member since of the religious science community.
Wow. So, how did you discover Science of Mind and eventually become a practitioner?
Through watching Mile High Church being built and going in and listening to Dr. Fred, and then
Right.
starting out with the foundational courses and going from there and working through and becoming a practitioner there.
Perfect. All right. So another thing that some people may or may not know is that you like scuba diving. So how did you discover scuba diving, and how did this passion become a business?
My brother got interested in saltwater fish and had a saltwater tank in the office where we were working. And just seeing the beauty of the fish there ignited that wanting to see more. We had an opportunity to go to a small island called Roatan, which is off the coast of Honduras, with some friends of his, and got hooked on that. Ended up going through different courses. He and I opened up 2 dive shops here in the metro area, and I have taken people all over the world to go diving.
Wow, that's awesome. So, so can you share a current specific goal or dream on your bucket list that holds special significance to you?
Be to take my 3 grandsons and get them exposed to what the beauties of the underwater world have got to offer.
Awesome. And yeah, I wish I had the courage to do that. I haven't even learned how to swim yet. So one step at a time. Like I said, seize the day. So start with take swimming lessons, and then I'll eventually wear a snorkel, and then eventually go scuba diving with you one of these days.
Yeah, it's sequential.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for your time. As we wrap up our conversation, what are key insights that you would like us to remember?
I would say that To keep in mind that you always have a sense of adventure, because you never know what opportunities might come your way. If you had that willingness to explore, to step out of your comfort zone, and to try something new.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and it was great to know a little bit more about you. And with that, I'll hand the platform and the stage back over to Reverend Rosedale.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mo and Alan, for that insight. Wow, that was really something to think about. So anyway, as you know, that was fabulous. We always focus on different things on throughout each month. With that being said, I want you to know about the song that we're going to connect between Women's Day and inspiring us to seize the day. So this next song have to be understood. And it's really true. It's not a cliche to say believe in yourself, trust yourself. It's not a cliche, it's the real deal. So listen to this song with these two iconic, awesome women as they teach us another part of believing in ourselves and the possibilities that we are around. So let's go to that next song. Did you hear the collaboration between Mariah and Whitney? Whitney gives me goosebumps. Those two women were the best ones to add the significance to Women's Month this year for us, because did you hear the power in their voice? Did you hear what they said about when hope is frail? Frail? It's hard to kill. Trust them because they've been through it. You know, they've had the miracles. They've learned to believe in themselves. And it's a powerful thing. So make sure we do that. So now, I guess it's the time for the birthdays. When we talk about birthdays, and you know, I always say, you know your birthday, but it's funny how people actually do answer this. So I just don't stop. So you know your birthday, put your day and your month in. We got you for the rest of the year. Every time your birthday comes around, we honor it. We honor every person's birthday because that's the day you came to be. So all to people who I don't know, happy birthday if you're born in March. And Alan will usually tell me who's next, but I guess not this week. So, all right. So just jot that down for us. So now let me give a big shout out to our awesome team, our platform team, who I love thanking all the time, because what you think about, you bring about. And so Alan, A-team, oh my God, he takes care of anything I didn't say, anything I forgot to do, bam, he got it. He's the man. So with that all being said, he also, whether you know it or not, he's making little moves. Okay, don't say that. No, gotta forget that. So I love it because it's very good to have a team with you to do what you got to do. So thank you, Alan, for doing all you do. And I call him the A-team. And our opening and closing prayer was Reverend Karen. You light me up with your prayers. Thank you so much, Karen. And the reader and the spotlighter and the greeter and all that great stuff belongs to Melissa Spiegler. And I think it is phenomenal. And then here's Timmy P. He comes and really backs up and sums up the whole talk practically just to describe the beautiful announcements he delivers. Great job, Timmy P. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's why I call him our serious pilot, because he be paying attention. So thank you, Mo, for stepping up and doing your interview and sending the prayers in the email for us. So with that being said, anybody? Got it all, got it all. So before we close out, let me just have you to remember, we are all about inspiring ourselves to seize the day. It's so important to seize the day because when you go home later at night, you're saying, I didn't do this. Oh man, I'm a loser. I'm a that. I'm a this. I'm a that. So remember to seize the day. Take the opportunity. Take that chance, because every time you seize an opportunity, yes, you're taking a chance. But then be ready for no. Be surprised how many yeses you'll get. So that being said, remember to seize the day because you have to take a chance. So every time I'm gonna say it one more time. Every time you seize the day, you gotta take a chance. I said it in 3 different ways, so you know, yes, it is a challenge, and I have to be the one who come up to it. So reflect on your plan this week, how you plan to seize opportunities. There's about 1,000 opportunities that we let go by because we're not attuned. So with this last song, I want you to really watch and see how much attuned you are. So let's take our last song so you can take that chance. Okay? That's what this last song is about. It's telling you to take that chance. Just take that chance. You know, you could fall, yes. They could say no, yes. Your feelings could get hurt, yes. But you don't stay hurt unless you choose to. Take the chance. I promise you, you'll be happy you did. That being said, everybody, we are going to actually bring Reverend Karen up again so that she can pray us out. So, Karen, make sure you hit it right this time. I know you always do, but hit it harder.
If I fall, I stand right back up. So, take that chance. We have the power. And my prayer is in the power that we have that we don't give away. We hold on to that power because that's God's power. It expresses through us as us, and we have it. It is ours, whatever we want. The possibilities are endless. And knowing this, as I go into prayer, the beautiful messages that I heard Reverend Rosedale give us today about having the power, opening the doors to possibility, not letting anything stop us, to just go after it and believe that the universe is with us, believe that we deserve the best of the best of the best. And it happens. We don't have to know how it happens. It happens. And knowing this, and knowing in my prayer for all of us, for myself and each and every one of us, that we open the doors to possibility, that we are not afraid to turn the golden doorknob to what lies ahead for us. We have the power. We have the power. We don't give it away. It is ours. It is our power. It is God's power expressing through us as us. And as us makes it ours. It is ours. It is our power. So whatever we do this week, whatever we do after this service, just know to hold the possibilities in our minds, to know that we don't have to know how it happens. We just have to believe that it happens. And knowing this, and in the gratitude for all of our prayers that are answered and those that are manifesting right here and right now as we believe, I just release this prayer into the endless possibilities of manifestation. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Karen, when I build my house, I'm going to get a golden doorknob. I love it. That was phenomenal. Yes, thank you for that prayer.